Welcome to Friday Friends, RI Elder Info's weekly look at the organizations and individuals providing resources for Rhode Island seniors, caregivers, and professionals.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday, this fine, fabulous first Friday of August. Wow, did this summer go by fast, huh? Not that I'm counting it out yet, because we still have the wonderful month of August happening. It is Friday morning at 9 a.m. You are seeing and hearing me, Deb Burton, Executive Director of RI Elder Info. So you know that this is our weekly episode of Friday Friends, where we bring information and resources that you or someone you know needs to know about. So it's really important that you hit the like button and the share button and all the social media bells and whistles to let people know that they really need to check this out. Today's information could be, in an emergency situation, really life-saving. So please help me get this information out to as many people as possible. So as you know, we are a 501c3, that nonprofit that maintains the most comprehensive resources for seniors, caregivers, and professionals. And we could not do that without the support of our sponsors. So a huge thank you to Point 32 Health, to Aetna and United Health, Neighborhood Health, Oak Street Health, JD Solutions, England Studios, 321 Media, and all of the very many individual donors who are helping us out to get this information out to you. And this month we have a very special sponsor that is doing some really amazing things. So here's a word from the Ocean State Center for Independent Living.
Did you know that smart home technology may help you live more independently? People with disabilities may apply for smart home technology through Ocean State Center for Independent Living's Smart Home Technology Program. Devices include smart locks, video doorbells, alerting systems, smart bulbs, and smart hubs, and 2 months of connectivity. You must be a Rhode Island resident with a disability and fall within this program's financial guidelines. For more information, call us at 401-738-1013 or contact us by email at info@osl.org.
They really do have some amazing programs there, so I really hope you give them a call. So today we are speaking with Elizabeth Ramon from the Rhode Island Department of Health Special Needs Registry. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi there.
How are you today?
Good. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here today.
Yes, I appreciate you taking the time to come on. The Rhode Island Special Needs Emergency Registry, what is that and why or who should register?
Yeah, so I'm going to be giving a brief presentation today on what the Rhode Island Special Needs Emergency Registry is. But essentially, it's a free and voluntary service for all individuals within the state. So it doesn't matter what age you are. And essentially, it's to provide resources and additional help during times of an emergency response in the state.
That is awesome. So you've got a presentation for us?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to get out of your way so that you can just speak. Very good. Awesome. Go right ahead.
All right, perfect. Thank you. So hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Elizabeth, and I am a community health worker in the Center for Emergency Preparedness and Response at the Rhode Island Department of Health. And I'll be talking to you all about the Rhode Island Special Needs Emergency Registry, also known as RISNR. All right, so what is RISNR? The Rhode Island Special Needs Emergency Registry is a free and voluntary statewide registry managed by the Rhode Island Department of Health, Rhode, and used by the Rhode Island municipalities to assist in emergency preparedness planning. So in 2007, the Rhode Island Department of Health and the Rhode Island Emergency Management Agency recognized that Rhode Island's 39 municipalities did not have the resources to independently create and manage a registry of individuals with special healthcare needs. So in response, the two agencies partnered to develop a statewide registry called RISNR. So today, RISNR is used by the 39 municipalities across the state to assist in emergency planning and the identification of Rhode Islanders with access and functional needs, as well as chronic conditions. So these riser users, such as police and fire departments, have protected access to the list of riser enrollees located within the municipality and can use this secure list to assist enrollees during an emergency. Risner users have permission to search and download Risner data in many different formats, and they can also update individual records and add new Risner registrations as necessary. So some of our key features, we have a 911 connection. So what this is if an individual calls 911 from a phone active in Risner, the Risner enrollee's top 3 health conditions will scan across a 911 operator's screen. This information is relayed to local dispatchers to assist in responding to the emergency. This can help first responders better prepare for the needs of an individual before they arrive to the home. So for example, in some municipalities, first responders will dim lights and also put the sirens down upon approaching to a home with an individual with autism. We also have planning and response. So during emergencies, trained municipal Risner users can use Risner as a tool for planning and response purposes. Some municipalities have used Risner to conduct wellness checks on enrollees in their community. We also have GIS connection. So the Risner program is also currently working with the Rhode Island Department of Health GIS team to develop a GIS mapping feature for first responders to use during emergency. This mapping feature will allow first responders to identify the area of an incident and populate the enrollees who live in that area who may need assistance. So who can enroll in Risner? Individuals of all ages, infants through seniors living in Rhode Island who have a functional or access need, chronic condition, or any other healthcare need can enroll in the registry. We often say that a Risner enrollee may be fine day to day, but might need additional assistance during an emergency. So for example, in the case of a large-scale flooding or a snowstorm, Risner is a resource a municipality can use to identify individuals in the community who may require assistance, such as ensuring that an individual can still attend critical healthcare treatment or has enough oxygen to shelter safely at home. So Risner looks to enroll people who have or who live on their own with caretakers or who live in a group home. Risner does not enroll individuals living in nursing homes because these facilities often have access to the residents' medical information as well as a robust staff to assist in case of an emergency. There are some important reminders to remember. So before we continue, I will emphasize the following. So please remember that Risner does not guarantee assistance. It is critical that our Risner enrollees and community members understand this. Risner is a tool available to Rhode Island first responders that can help municipalities plan for, prepare for, and respond to the needs of individuals in the community. Enrollment helps to keep individuals with healthcare needs on local responders' radar and helps first responders prioritize what resources might be available during an emergency. So some are our best practices for municipalities. While Risner cannot guarantee assistance, it has been successfully used to provide assistance and resources to enrollee across Rhode Island. So on this slide, you can see a list of the best practices Rhode Island municipalities have established to address community needs using Risner. Some of the best practices include wellness checks, so either in person or over the phone. Rhode Island's smaller municipalities often call their Risner enrollees, and larger municipalities will call subsections of their registrants. More recently, when the state's vaccination efforts were just beginning, municipalities were able to use their Risner list to identify individuals 75 and older who were eligible for vaccination. Some municipalities have transported enrollees to local shelters, provided backup fuel for generators, and have replaced oxygen canisters to assist enrollees dependent on oxygen during an emergency. We have had a municipality put a generator on the back of a pickup truck to drive to an enrollee's home and leaving the truck there to be able to have them recharge their life-sustaining equipment batteries. And this is just a small list of the many ways Risner can be used to support the community. But I think it provides just a good, nice overview of what the work has been doing for Risner and also what the municipality partners can do. So let's talk a little bit about what the Reisner enrollment looks like. So essentially here I am showing you an enrollment form. It's a two-sided enrollment form that we have. Individuals can enroll in Reisner using a paper enrollment form that's shown here on this presentation slide, which can be emailed directly to the Rhode Island Department of Health, or individuals can enroll in Reisner by using our secure online Reisner database, which can be accessed on the Department of Health website, which is www.health.ri.gov/EM registry. The Reisner enrollment form collects demographic information for each enrollee and allows individuals to identify their healthcare need and any additional assistance required in a day-to-day. Enrollees can include information related to their living, housing status, transportation situation, and finally, the enrollment form includes emergency contact information, as well as consent to share their personal data entered in Reisner with local and state emergency responders to assist in emergency response. The Reisner enrollment form, whether it's filled out on paper or it's filled out online, captures an enrollee's medical history. So the enrollment form includes these 5 main categories on this slide, which is life support systems such as oxygen tanks, respirators, and any other durable medical equipment. Medical conditions such as if an enrollee may indicate that they have a wheelchair, walker, cane, and or any other assistive equipment. Sensory conditions. This category allows enrollees to identify if they have a visual impairment or hard of hearing. Cognitive, psychiatric, neurological, and muscular conditions. In this section, an individual can indicate if they have a cognitive delay, Alzheimer's disease, autism spectrum disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, depression, anxiety, or any other mental health condition. And lastly, the Reisner enrollment form includes an open text field in which individuals can describe other health needs. So for example, in this section, we often see enrollees kind of list CPAP or hypertension or any other details related to their living condition. We do have some required fields that we will need, and that is full name, date of birth, street address, phone number, and consent to enroll, which we'll see in more detail on the next slide. So individuals can self-identify or enroll family and friends into the registry with the individual's consent. And right here on this slide, you'll see that consent field section. Okay. And so the Reisner team is dedicated to ensuring the security of all data into the Reisner database. Reisner access is protected and only available to a select few emergency responders in each municipality. Each Reisner enrollee consents to share their information with local and state emergency responders to better assist them during emergencies. Reisner is also HIPAA compliant. So the Reisner database is stored on a secure server under dual password protection. The Reisner program uses encrypted devices to access the database. We have also established procedures to ensure the proper and secure disposal of any documents, including PHI, as well as routine data cleanup. We often receive questions from enrollees about if and how they can update their personal information in Reisner. Individuals can update their Reisner information by completing a new Reisner enrollment form or by submitting a new registration through the online website. To update your Reisner information by phone, you can call 401-222-5960, and we also have RI Relay, and ask to speak to a Reisner program manager. Renewing enrollment information in Reisner each year is not required. Rhode has systems in place to make sure that the enrollee information stays current. As I mentioned earlier, you may submit a new registration or contact the Reisner team through the Rhode website to update your information at any time. And that is the end of my presentation. So I do hope that this makes you all want to register for the Rhode Island Special Needs Emergency Registry. And just thank you so much for allowing me to have this opportunity today.
Elizabeth, this was great. I wanted to just double check. Is there any fee associated with this, or do you have to have like a special health insurance plan or anything like that?
So this is not tied to health insurance at all. This is a free and voluntary service and program from the state of Rhode Island.
Okay. And so, it's August, we're heading into, hurricane season, and then, I'm up in the northwest corner of the state. It'll be the snow season.
Yes.
So I think one of the things, I heard you say is if, for example, the power goes out, by being on this registry, there could be a team member who could help with the portable oxygen tanks and things like that. Is that correct?
So what would happen is that during those times, so during those emergency moments where it's declared a state emergency, municipalities, so our partners, so police department, fire department, will download the list. And the individuals who are enrolled in our Reisner list, essentially, we do our best. As I mentioned, small municipalities are able to kind of do that like wellness check where it's like individual one-on-one checks. As far as larger ones, they try to do subsections, right? But we do our best to kind of locate individuals on the list who are needing assistance in any kind of form of way, so that it can be something that we can definitely try our best to provide during that time of need.
That is amazing. And I think it's also really important that if someone watching either has dementia themselves or their loved one has dementia, that it's really important to have that information in the registry for folks.
Absolutely. Yes.
And I love that when 911 is responding and they see that they're responding to someone on the special needs registry, particularly for folks maybe with sensory processing disorders, that they don't come lights and sirens all flashing and loud. Right. I can see where that could be really distressful for some folks.
Right.
So I think that this is a wonderful way to be able to communicate to the health professionals who may be responding in an emergency that somebody needs more help, and yet it's still kept private, confidential. It's not like, back in the day, it used to be, put a sticker on your window to alert the fire department that there may be children inside kind of thing. This is something more confidential and discreet.
For sure. The information is protected, so it's not shared, only with, of course, your consent, and only shared with our municipal partners and those who have access to the Reisner list.
Yeah, and I can honestly say, I've helped people sign up for the registry. The paper process, super easy to understand, and it can also be done on mobile devices, and it's, again, super easy.
Yes.
If people had a question and they wanted to call, who would they call?
Yes, if they have any kind of question, they can reach out by calling 401-222-5960, and they can just call and ask to speak to our Reisner program manager. And they'll be more than happy to answer any questions they have about the registry.
That is amazing. So 401-222-5960 and ask to speak to the Special Needs Emergency Registry Coordinator.
Program manager, yeah.
Program manager, okay. Mm-hmm. And so then they can even get that information, the sign-up form, can they get that mailed out to them if they wanted?
Yep, so we do biannual mails. We're trying our best to do one this coming before the end of the year, essentially. But we do biannual mails for anyone who is already registered, so they can continue to update the registry, essentially. But you can definitely find our enrollment form online. And if not, we are always out in the community doing kind of whatever block parties are out in the community. We do come to assisted living facilities and other organizations to come and speak about Reisner and do presentations on emergency preparedness. So come find us out there.
Great. So any community-based organizations can have you come out and give a presentation. That's wonderful.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Elizabeth, I really, really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to give us this presentation, because I think this is one of those, secrets that really shouldn't be, because it really is so helpful.
For sure. Thank you so much for having me on here, and looking forward to see who signs up and having more enrollees on our registry.
Absolutely. Many hands make the load light. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you so much.
Folks, this is one of those things that it is private, it is discreet, and it really could save your life or your loved one's life in an emergency. So I think it's really important that you reach out to the Rhode Island Department of Health Emergency Special Needs Registry at the 222-5960 number and get registered. I can tell you it's really easy. It's a simple form, and they keep all of your information very confidential. So I am really glad that you all have joined me today. I look forward to seeing you all again next week. And in the meantime, be well and be kind.
If you liked this video, please follow us on social media and subscribe on YouTube. For more information, visit rielderinfo.com or call 401-585-0509. If you have any questions, email deb@rielderinfo.com.